Good afternoon, folks. It's time again, once more on a Tuesday night, to get into some ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series racing here from Iowa Speedway tonight. Newly repaved and reconfigured track here on the sim. Pretty fun track, obviously. 3/4 of a mile, whatever it is, here in Iowa, man. A lot of fun. And as always, joined side by side here with Brandon Bowie in the booth. Looking forward to getting this race going, man. Right now, in the middle of qualifying, Tinsley up front right now, currently 22.21 on top of the board.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat that time, and a lot of these guys are really out there hustling to put a fast lap down. But I tell you what, Iowa is a challenging track, definitely compared to what it used to be. The old version of Iowa that we had, we could move around a lot, run third lane, fourth lane even. This new version, man, has I've done some practice laps on it, and it's definitely thrown me for a loop. So I'd be interested to see how these guys can get around here, and how the heck they're putting out such fast times.
It's crazy because this new configuration. I mean, the new asphalt in the corners. It seems like you get a lot of good grip in there, but then straightaways and backstretch, you kind of just lose it. It's a whole different vibe, feeling wise in the car, with this new config, and it's pretty fun. But I've always preferred this track over Richmond. I feel like that's the other track that's pretty close in comparison to this one, and I don't know, it just feels smoother in a way. I like how turn 2 transitions out of that corner. But gonna be a fun race today for sure. I have 175 laps today. A little different stage configuration today. Kind of going to be cutting the race in thirds, not necessarily, kind of stacking them in the front half of the race. So right now, Wyatt Tinsley still up front. A couple of minutes left to go in quali. Actually, about 30 seconds. So just about done here. Again, the Cornwell barbecue sauce today, 175. Very pumped for this race. Appreciate that sponsor coming in today and filling in for the race. We're going to talk to Jordan Fisher here in just a minute. Try and sneak him in and talk to him about that beautiful Cornwell barbecue sauce paint scheme today. Looks like as qualifying is set to go, Wyatt Tinsley, I believe, did get that qualifying pole, so he'll be starting on the pole. Gets that one extra playoff point too, and Wyatt off to a hot start. That one playoff point, man, he is just stacking him right now.
Yeah, and I mean, he's doing what he needs to do, right? I mean, he already has the win in the bag, so he says, okay, well, I'm just gonna go out there and continue to stack up on the playoff points. And I tell you what, when it comes to playoff time, they make a huge difference. It might be 1 or 2 points, but if you're in a hard battle and you have a point or two ahead or a point or two behind, you're gonna wish you had those extra 2 points. Wish you would have qualified better. So. It might not seem like a big deal, but for a lot of these drivers, qualifying on pole is a big deal.
Yes, sir. Right now we're watching Jordan Fisher in that Cornwell barbecue sauce sponsoring today's race. Right now we're in the warm-up session real quick, but about a 5-minute session before the race gets going, as we always have. So we'll try and sneak in Jordan here once he gets off track. But looking forward to this race quite a bit. Obviously, it's a short track, one of our first short tracks of the season. And, a lot of things kind of, are going to go down here, right? I mean, brand new in-season tournament. Today begins the mid-season madness. Last week, obviously, we just finished our Dash for Cash tournament, which Wyatt Tinsley won. So, kind of a shorter crowd today, actually, too. Darlington, we saw a pretty good field. Today in Iowa, a little less than normal. So, interesting to see how that's working out. But again, maybe short track and Iowa in general, people don't like it. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Bowie?
Yeah, I think honestly, again, Iowa is. I know you said earlier that you prefer Iowa over Richmond. I will absolutely disagree with that. Richmond is beyond 10 times better than Iowa is. But everybody has their own flavor, right? And Iowa is a new track, and it honestly, for me, it just doesn't. It doesn't give you all the options that Richmond can give you if you just want to compare the two. I feel like Richmond, I could do 3 lanes. into turn 1 into Richmond. Same thing for going into 3. So with here, I feel like it's the way how NASCAR kind of did things. Like they kind of repaved the bottom and maybe gave you maybe a lane and a half, give or take. But also the thing is here, I did some official races and you burn up the tires so quickly. I'm gonna tell you now, you will be surprised if you can see anybody go, if we stay green, if you see anybody go longer than 60 laps on tires, because the tires absolutely fall off. I ran 20 laps, I was already down to 80% on the right front. I listened to a couple other guys who ran around 60% and they were already down into the 20% on their right front. So tires absolutely matter here. It's not even about the fuel. So maybe it's not really about, whether it's the best track, and maybe that's why people didn't show up, or maybe they just didn't like the track. Maybe it's just that the strategy is so difficult here because you're kind of put into a box. So
great point.
We could name tons of reasons why we don't have a full field here, but hey, if at the end of the day, if you're here to race, you're here to grab points, you're here to try to go out there and win stages and move up in the standings, hey, this is your chance to take advantage of that, because we don't have a full field. So it just depends on how you look at it.
Yes, sir. Right now, a good time. About a minute left to go in the warm-up to go and bring in Jordan Fisher real fast. Let's do it right now. Here he is, Jordan Fisher in that 24 Cornwell barbecue sauce machine. Man, how you doing today, dude?
Doing pretty good. We're ready for tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Iowa is typically one of those tracks that just talking about it can be a lot of fun, and we'll see. Nighttime and always a fun there. But hey, talk to us about this new sponsorship, man, you got going on this beautiful car right here, number 24.
Yeah, the Cornwell barbecue sauce kind of came on board with this next gen team, so we're really excited to run it out tonight. We've been running it the last couple of nights, but they got some great barbecue sauce. If you like your ribs, you like your steak and all that. I think there's 3 flavors with sweet barbecue, spicy barbecue, and honey jalapeno. I'm a spicy guy myself, so I'll probably go. Yeah, so I'll go for the honey jalapeno. I know a lot of people can't handle the spice out there, but there's a lot of good spices, and I got my number on the car out here, so anybody who's looking for some barbecue sauce for for some meats and some grilling, definitely check out Randy Cornwell barbecue sauce. Randy's a great guy himself, so he'll always work with you to get you guys a good deal for some barbecue sauce.
Hey, I love that, man. I'm definitely going to be doing that because I'm a sucker for barbecue sauce on everything. So good stuff, man. Hey, good luck today. You've been pretty fast, obviously, this season so far. So looking forward to seeing you up front today. Good luck, man.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Feed the fish.
There he is, Jordan Fisher, today's sponsor, the Cornwell barbecue sauce machine. Right now looking pretty good. So 175 laps today. About to get down trackside here for the start of the race. Again, Wyatt Tinsley with the pole today. Go down trackside once everybody's ready to go here. Getting down to it. Here we go. Tell you what, Bowie, as these guys are starting to get down trackside, I cannot wait for this race. I was just telling Jordan that, but just one of those places that I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Not as many cars, so maybe less cautions, right? Could be a lot of different things going on today, but top of the field here, let's go to it. Wyatt Tinsley is the pole sitter today. Once more, gets that 1 playoff point. Kevin King in P2. Another strong effort. James Thurston, Tyler Lateral, Kenny Brady in the top 5. Trevor Huff, O'Keefe, Oberstadt, Weist, and Austin Salyers round out the top 10. Beyond that, Silver, Zelazny, Mealy, Halsey, Johnson, Vincent Short, Josh Larson, James Kaufman, Max Brady in P20. 21st on down, Ethan Delaire, Kenny Reel, John Hagan, Van Drugman, Braxton DeWeese, Jackson Anderson, Frankie Barossa, Tim Robb, Chad Oxendine, and Julio Villalobos rounding out the 30-car field today.
Yeah, I think the smaller field's going to allow for some less chaoticness. But again, this is a short track, so short tracks create chaos on his own, So I think, again, as I said earlier, it's if you're here because you want, to do, you want to go for a win, or you want to win stages, or whatever the case is. But again, with a lesser field, hey, that's extra points that you could be grabbing, and extra points that'll help you move up in the standings. So either way, we're here to race.
That's right. Cannot wait for this one. Going to be a good one either way. I think this is going to be this could be a good race, Bowie, in my opinion. We'll probably get into it at some point later on. That can be just a good reset, for the field. Nice clean race, maybe kind of kick us back off into good racing. But real quick, race details for the day. 175 laps today. Stage 1 is lap 60. Stage 2, lap 120. Basically cutting this race again in thirds for the most part, 4 stages. So let's get to it. Wyatt Tinsley, Kevin King leading the field off here for the Cornwell Barbecue Sauce 175, and we're green.
The guys on the hotline, I'm gonna tell you right now, they are looking for ways to get to the bottom. They have got to find their placement in the bottom. If not, they are going to burn those tires up fairly quickly. So you're gonna see a lot of shuffling of drivers trying to get to the bottom. Minus the drivers who might not know that the tire wear is huge here. So it'll be interesting to see what people decide to do.
Van Drugman already in trouble earlier on here. Right now, just saw him kind of sideways way in the background of that last shot. Barely saw it, but looks like he's good to go here. Thought maybe he got loose or somebody tagged him, but we stay green here. Oh man, a lot of bottoming out in turns 1 and 2. All those sparks. So to your point, Bowie, this is going to be like a bottom feeder type of race, right? Get down to the bottom. Hug that apron.
Yeah, and for the people that's running in the middle, I mean, it's not the end of the world if you're running that second lane, but overall, you just gotta try and get to the bottom if you can. But you also don't want to play follow the leader. You're also gonna have, if you continue to stay behind somebody, you're gonna get that. Oh, we have 182, looks like in the wall.
Yeah, Austin Halsey here got loose. Seemed like, and the yellow came out. I mean, he was sideways for a second there, so that's what's going to throw the yellow out every single time. Let's go back and take a look at it real fast. Take a look at it. Might not even hit the wall. I don't know. Halsey, here we go. Oh, gets just in the back from Vincent Short. Tags the wall pretty hard here. Maybe not huge damage, but yeah, Vincent Short, I believe, in that 15. Take one more look at it. Yeah, you can see him Vincent just gets into him. Different braking zones, I'm assuming, and different things like that. But yeah, tough break for Austin. Right side doesn't look too bad. He might be okay here, but yeah, Vincent Short definitely tagged him pretty hard there. But first caution already. Vincent Short. Let's actually, I want to get one more look at it. Just a little bit different angle here. Yeah, hard to see if Vincent's trying to, kind of push it 3 wide here, maybe go middle, but definitely did not seem to work as far as he wanted it to. Yeah, just kind of drove through him a little bit, but not sure what the idea was there. But hey, all right, first caution, Vincent Short into Austin Halsey. Okay, yeah, now we see that right front damage. Not terrible. That can buff out, I believe, but all good. Lap 6 right now. Choose car underway. Everyone deciding what lane they want. Looks like everyone's going bottom. Just kidding. No one's choosing just yet. So good stuff. Front row, James Thurston took over the lead right there off of Wyatt Tinsley. So we'll see if he can hold on to that right there. Appreciate everybody watching online and on race day on this incredible Tuesday night. Appreciate anybody hitting the like button, subscribe button. Goes pretty far for us as far as growing the channel and, all the algorithms and all that kind of fun stuff, right? So get us in front of as many people as possible. Helps the drivers, helps the sponsors, helps everybody. So appreciate, again, Cornwell barbecue sauce coming on for today for the 175, and as well as, obviously, as always, Harpoon Design, Admin Box, a lot of great supporters here for the series and the league. So awesome stuff today. Iowa, the beginning of our midseason madness tournament. 3 races decide our one of our premier, I guess you could call them, in-season tournaments. Today, Iowa. Next week, Texas, and then Indianapolis will decide that midseason madness tournament. Head-to-head matchups every race. Last week, we just had that Dash for Cash in-season tournament finale. That was a lot of fun last week in Darlington. Some really good racing, actually. A lot of cautions kind of at the end and whatnot, but man, that race had some great moments. And this year, I think, too, at Iowa, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, lap number 8, going to get to lap 9 here for the green flag. Stage 1 will end on lap 60, so decently long stage breaks, but overall the race is pretty well short, about 50% of a normal race, which is typically the format here. So we're going to go back green again. Tinsley and Thurston in the front row. Pace car pulls off. Here we go. Back green flag again. Thurston, great jump. Everyone 2 by 2 already. Almost 3 wide there for a second, but thought better of it. And one thing I'm noticing too, obviously, tires are going to be cold here on these initial restarts, Bowie, but I mean, once we get, a couple laps in, also with the nighttime conditions, I would expect this track to be pretty well gripped up.
Yeah, I mean, it is gripped up for sure. But I also believe that's why it's shredding the tires as well. I mean, these guys at the nighttime are moving pretty good. I think they're, out the gate, they're running about 22 seconds, I believe, when I was doing a little test just during the day. It was more like 23 seconds, 24 seconds on average. So, I mean, that's a huge difference as far as tire wear, right? And how much, heat you're actually putting into the tires as well. So, yes, it is grippy, but these guys are, gotta watch that tire wear. And you got to protect the tires, because if you end up burning up these tires, it is going to bite you. We've got to get all the way to 60 laps. And if we stay green, it's going to be hard to get there.
Yeah, and I feel like the nice thing, too, about, maybe this format, tonight at least, about having the 3 stages all, kind of equidistant, is that after stage 1, right, you can kind of know, okay, I just went 60 laps. I know that I've got to go 60 laps again twice more, right? As I would see Fisher in the wall right there. Has some front end damage too. Looks relatively significant. But so maybe, after stage 1, people are kind of experimenting right now and seeing, what they can do tire-wise and whatnot. But then now, stage 2, I think we're going to see people knowing what they can handle, what their car can handle, how to save maybe, back off, or maybe they can push harder, things like that. So...
Yeah, I agree. I think the experimentation for stage 1 is important. Kind of see what your limits are, what the car limits is, and just kind of testing the waters in a sense. But again, these guys are still kind of racing kind of hard. I'm watching the James Thurston and Wyatt Tinsley. It makes me a little nervous and wondering how hard are they actually pushing, because if they're pushing really hard, I'm telling you, those tires are not going to last. So maybe they're just trying to get further away from the field and they kind of back it down, which is a possibility, but looks like we're back on the yellow.
This time involving, looks like Kenny Reel, DeWeese, and then Vincent Short again, maybe. Try and rewind this one a little bit back and see what we can find out. Oh man, Kaufman, I think, maybe Yeah, Kenny Real looks like maybe came across the nose or whatnot above Kaufman here. Oh man, then DeWeese just completely arc brakes into one of them. We'll go back a little bit. Try and find out right when it happened again. But yeah, Kenny Real here. I mean, yeah, there were 3 wide. Villalobos up front there. Kenny has nowhere to go, really. Obviously going to be trying to save the car here. DeWeese. I mean, gets right into the side of Vincent. I mean, hey. That's why when the yellow flag comes out, Bowie, should probably slow down, right?
Absolutely. You know, these guys. I mean, Arca brakes, man, is the name of the game, right? But you know, you can't. The caution comes out, you got to brake, or at least attempt to lift. You know, and I don't know where the mindset is. I don't know where it's been since I've started iRacing, but for the longest time, it's always been the caution comes out. I've got to, you know, I've got to floor it. I got to get going, you know, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be the caution comes out, you got to lift. And for some reason, that mindset isn't really thought of.
Yeah, I mean, watching him right now, like, I don't mean to call him out, right? I'm not trying to be that guy, but like, it's in a case like this, I mean, look at his wheels all cocked right now and all messed up. But like, you know, you see the wreck happening, or at least a spin out way ahead of you. You know, I mean, the safest thing to do maybe is to just stop until they, you know, figure it out ahead of you. But it's tough. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't know, their you know, their sim setup or their, you know, FOV maybe could be an issue or things like that. But it's tough to watch sometimes, I gotta say. But it happens. I mean, I think we've all done some kind of arca braking in our sim career, and you know, it's one of those things, I guess, that happens. But you know, at this level, I feel like, hey, maybe it happens less. But right now, Choose Car is underway once more. Everyone choosing their lane of choice on lap 19 here. So, gonna try it once more. Thurston Tinsley up front. Both cautions we've seen. I feel like the first one was definitely avoidable. A little bit, I wouldn't say aggressive, but a little, you know, little much early on. That one looks like Kenny was just 3 wide, maybe came down low too much, tried to apex the corner too much, and Kaufman was there, but that can happen. But lap 20, got to keep it in perspective here. Tinsley and Thurston up front once more. Gonna go back green here again. Thurston, great jump in the restart zone. Anderson right there tried to push it 3 wide below Michael Johnson. Decided not to do it. Solid effort. O'Keefe right now, man, he had a terrible Darlington. Unfortunately, he was out super early on in that race. But right now, looking pretty good. Looking to bounce back, obviously, in this one. Currently P7, so not bad so far in that number 71 machine. Looking pretty good. Right now, Jordan Fisher struggling a little bit. Has that front damage. We'll try and get a better view of it if we can, but not sure where he got that from. I don't believe it was from the first incident. Might have gotten banged up.
I actually think that was from the start of the race. I think it was a little bit of a checkup, and I think he ran to the back of somebody. And unfortunately, I mean, honestly, I thought he would have came back down pit road and tried to get them fixed up, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that'll buff up for sure. We did see a couple of drivers come down pit road. Kevin King being one of them. Right now, he is back in 18th. What do you think the strat here is for old Kevin King here?
Sounds like the 2 cars having some computer issues. At least maybe it looks like he's back going again.
Yeah, Mealy was in the wall there for a second, just kind of stuck up against it. Looks like he's good to go now, but I'm not sure if Mealy is one of those drivers who uses VR. I know VR can be kind of a pain. It can just black out all of a sudden. Oh, Van Drugman around here. Doesn't seem like he... Oh, left rear seems like it's got some crinkle to it. What happens here with Van Drugman? Oh, Hagen just... Man. Tight racing right there. Weiss gets around. Halsey. All these guys. Wow, good job getting around. But yeah, let's go back and... What is going on with this one? Oh. It almost kind of seems like what we just saw with Kenny and Kaufman, where, you know, Hagen's kind of... Try and get an onboard here. Yeah, I mean, look at... He's pointing towards the apron right here. He's just coming down as Van's already in that space. Is that what I'm seeing here, Bowie? I mean, it seems like it's kind of what I'm looking at.
To tell you, I'm sitting in the choose car.
Well, that's right.
So I
That's
can't
right. That's right.
I do want to go back to it. It sounds like definitely some controversy on this one. So I will definitely go back and look at it. But it does not sound good.
Yeah, it just seemed like Hagen was kind of just coming down as if he didn't even think Drugman was going to be there. But Drugman was very clearly there for, I mean, a good amount of time. So, yeah, I mean, again, just unawareness maybe, or just doesn't even know. I don't know where he's at. But
yeah, I'm kind of hearing maybe some possibilities with computer issues as well. He heard that maybe he lagged or his screen went black and he couldn't see. He did have that same issue in qualifying, so that is something to keep note of. Maybe what happened again. So, but again,
yeah, a lot of issues today. We're hearing Mealy with the issue a second ago. Hagen, I know a couple of guys you mentioned before aren't here because of some issues. So yeah, it's definitely a bummer. Today is just one of those freaky Tuesdays that fortunately Gremlins are messing around. A couple of guys on pit road, Frankie Barroso, as well as Hagen, obviously. DeWeese still trying to fix that car, it looks like, right now in P30. I got to say, one thing is interesting to me, and I'm not going to jinx it, okay, but maybe I will, is that this is race number 5, and nobody has hit the choose car yet, which is incredible, I feel like.
You are really trying to jinx it.
It's surprising, to be honest. I mean, we've had seasons before when it first rolled out, seasons like 6 and 7, man, where they were just... It was targeted, I feel like, but so far nobody yet, which is good. But
yeah, I think you know, when we first introduced this, man, that was a struggle and a hard concept.
That was fun
for a lot of people to kind of understand. But I think it's a pretty easy concept. to understand, honestly. I mean, it's
You would think.
choose left or right. So,
Yes.
and I get it. You know, some people get tunnel vision and they kind of doing out fiddling with other things or whatever, and you know things happen. But thankfully, no hit yet.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Little hit right there out of Huff for Thurston in the Geico restart zone. Gets it going, though. Great jump once more for Thurston. We've had 4 different winners in the last 4 races. And, man, so far early on, Thurston's looking pretty racy. Be cool to see if he can knock out his first win of the season right now, as beyond him, man, 2x2 all the way around here. Fisher pretty tight right there up against Anderson, but looking pretty solid. We were talking about Kevin King before we saw the incident before. He pitted earlier on, about lap 20. I mean, was that for topping off on fuel, or I can't imagine it's tires, right?
Yeah, I would think it was probably just maybe adding a little bit of fuel, just trying to keep the balance. I mean, he didn't. I mean, I don't remember exactly where he was before he pitted, but I think he was definitely within the top 10. But you know, it's a couple of reasons. You know, you could be doing that. Again, I don't think you got to take tires yet. I think it's oh my God, 1971.
Yeah, Patrick O'Keefe, man, just talking about him a second ago, how he was doing so well today. Last week didn't really work out for him in Darlington, but yeah, well, what happens here? Try and find out where it happens. Here we go. Oh, just got loose, it looks like, by himself. Oh, man, just hard into that wall. That's probably day done again, maybe. Let's go back a little bit further and see if we can pinpoint when exactly it happened. Oh, actually, maybe some contact here. Yeah, contact for sure from Salyers. Little door bang, but definitely not. Yeah, kind of got hit in a weird spot there, but just maybe corrected it, you know, too much and just into the wall. But man, that's heavy for O'Keefe. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was not expecting to come back out here. Just saying.
Hey, like
I was expecting race control to be like, yeah, nope, we're single file. So, I guess we're gonna give it one more shot, and if guys can't get together, then we'll go back to single file again. So
yeah, that's the new rule that we implemented this week, or I guess officially. Is that, yeah, if we get 3 quick cautions, then, you know, back to back, more or less, then, yeah, choose car is no more, and we go to single file restarts and go from there. So, looks like, you know, we'll get that one more to go, and we'll see if we can figure it out. So, 4th caution early on, lap 36. Obviously a short track. I expect, you know, some cautions on a short track. That's going to happen. But, man, early on, a lot of guys just racing kind of hard, obviously, and but mistakes kind of here and there, bumping and banging a little bit. Bunch of guys, though, back in the field. Again, Frankie Barroso, Van Drugmans. Looks like fixed the damage on the back end of that car. Looks like he'll be good to go now. Mealy as well had some intermittent PC issues, but looks good. Vincent Short involved in a couple of wrecks this time, but still back there. Josh Larson, Nick Silver as well. A couple of guys who are back here trying to make something happen. So this is a good time too. I feel like if you're in the back, you know, maybe, I don't know, 15th, 20th on back, you know, you're probably not going to get stage points here, right? So it's not a bad move to come down, maybe, you know, in this caution or whatnot, and, you know, kind of go from there. See if you can get some fuel, you know, probably not tires yet, but you've got enough tire sets where, you know, you can probably make it work now. Get tires early, maybe just ride around until that stage. Never know, but you could definitely see a flip at some point. You know, get a caution before the stage ends. Some guys come down there, take tires, and then take care of them until the stage ends, or the stage beginning of stage 2. A lot can happen, but we'll try it again. Tinsley and Thurston up front. Great jump again, as always for Thurston. That P1 always gets a great jump. Lateral looking to make a move here on the inside of Wyatt Tinsley. Lateral very, very fast in that 21 machine. A bunch of guys in the back still trying to get themselves. Larson going to be going in low here. Oh my God.
No.
What was that, Larson?
Jesus.
Well, Bowie, going to be a short night for you in that choose car today.
Well, that just ended. So that's a wrap.
That is a look at that crowd walking Josh Larson around the front stretch. I mean, looks like he's drifting around the whole front. Kind of impressive looking, actually. But let's go back and take a look at what is going on in the world of ASRA right now. Let's go back real quick and take a look at what Josh Larson just did. I feel like he probably sent it too hard right here. I mean, yeah, he's just in a whole nother world. Luckily didn't get involved with anybody else. Nick Silver has some front end damage out of that, but not terrible. But yeah, Larson, I want to go back a little bit further. Try and slow it down here a little bit. So he comes in. Yeah, I just think he comes in too hot. I mean, he's way deep into the braking zone. He was going to be 3 wide with Oberstadt and Mealy up top, but I mean, this is just a mistake. I don't know what else to call it. Just completely flopped the braking zone, and around he goes.
Yeah, that's mistakes happen. I will agree to that. They do, but at some point,
when do the mistakes stop, Bowie?
Right. that and at some point, Jarvis got to calm down. Like we've got to actually get going, so that way, as I've stated every single race this week or this season so far, you've got to let the tire pressures come up.
Yeah.
You've got to let the tires kind of, get good. Let the grip come in before you can really start racing hard. You can't. This isn't the Xfinity car and the trucks where you can drive balls to the wall straight out the gate. You can't do that. So, I don't know.
It's tough because, and I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not calling out any one person in particular, but I noticed that, the people who are like, oh man, these races have a lot of cautions and this is it's a mess and it's boring. I'm not having fun. I'm not whatever. Are the ones who are causing the problems. Is that fair? I mean, I see that a lot of the times. And again, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I feel like we've all said it at one point or another. But it's like, we got to just calm down. I mean, we all know collectively how to drive, right? It's lap 42. It's early on. Not even the end of stage 1. And we're seeing this, right? A mistake or two here. Yeah, sure. I mean, that makes sense. It's short track. It's still close racing, even though it's, 30 plus cars. I get it. But man, like, at what point do we figure it out? And I feel like I don't know, for me at least, I don't think we've seen a season start off like this where it's just been so like, it's been just, a lot of mistakes, a lot of like, just kind of bad racecraft. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Now, obviously, a lot of the field is newer drivers, about half and half. So there's that. But it makes me curious and just, Like what is the thing that's causing the racing that we're seeing? But I don't know. We can talk about that as we get going here. But single file racing is hitting us now. No more choose car, no more double file the rest of the race. New rule implemented. So here we go. Thurston Tinsley lateral, top 3. Green flag back out. Ethan Dillard making a good move here, down below of Zelazny. Bunch of guys in the backs, two still side by side here. Getting pretty racy. Nick Silver looking to climb back to the front. Oberstadt and Villalobos side by side here. And Vincent Short making a pretty good comeback right now in 20th.
Looks like the Chew has some more issues again. He's up against the wall, but he's rolling them.
Three wide right here. Anderson right in the middle here of what was Villalobos, but now Oberstadt and then Vincent Short. A lot of guys.
Every time I see through, I get super nervous about another caution.
I mean, yeah, based on how this race has started, yeah, I mean, 3 wide, it's like you think you know what not to do at this point, but here we are.
I mean, they got it through, so maybe there's some, they're starting to figure out some things. I don't know, but
hey, I'm not holding my breath, bro. At this point, I'm kicking back. I've got my adult Capri Sun. We're just chilling. But James Thurston up front right now in P1, looking pretty fast. Obviously, has been fast all stage 1 for the most part. But again, to your point, like, are they just pushing right now, or are they again, the clean air I'm sure means a lot. But that front 5, really front 6, looking pretty sharp right now. Trevor Huff as well, and man, Trevor Huff in P8 right now, I believe 6th in points. Looking very good. He's been really fast this season. Try and get a better view of this car here. Yeah, here he is, about 3 wide now. Oh, lordy. Michael Johnson down low here. Max Brady in the wall up top. But looking pretty good. Trevor Huff's been very, very fast. Trying to get into that top 3, into that winner's bracket. Josh Larson in the chat saying, great car tonight. Love this track. Checked up so early in the car. Something bump, and there was no hanging on. Yeah. You could say that. You could say that, Josh. Lordy. I don't know. I mean, I know that.
I will say from experience, there was a couple times, again, during the day, that I ran a day race, and it was definitely loose on entry. So if he had, too much brakes, and it's a possibility, yeah, that can happen. So I definitely can understand that.
He was acting
I
like
wish that didn't happen, to be honest with you.
He was acting like there was some Cornwell barbecue sauce in turn 1, and he was just, man, I got to get there now. I have to go and get some right now. Shout out Cornwell barbecue sauce for the sponsor today, but hey, you know what? But you're right. I mean, the track is slick. The transitions from that asphalt, the new darker asphalt to the lighter, definitely makes a difference on entry. I don't know. Is barbecue sauce sticky? I think it is, right? Like, we could just put some down in the corners, like PJ1, but barbecue sauce. Thoughts? Cornwell, if you're listening, hey, that's $1 million idea. Okay? Just keep me in mind.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. put a little bit of barbecue sauce, and the car, it might be smelling a little good as you continue to drive on through it, to make you hungry. But if you can focus, don't think about it.
I love it.
Quite
I'm
an
in.
option.
Nick Silver right here in 18th. A couple of guys. He's one of them who pitted a little earlier on as we're approaching the end of stage 1. Lap 60 will be when that happens. But yeah, Nick Silver climbing through the ranks here. A couple of guys doing the same thing. Frankie Barroso back in 27th has not really moved from
15.
this. Uh-oh, 15. Vince, oh my God. So that will be the end of stage 1, as it did come out within 5 laps of the scheduled distance. So James Thurston will win stage 1. Awesome job for him. Let's take a look at Vincent Short. Once more.
Yeah, I just looked at that. So,
Let's take a look. Vincent Short. Oh, already involved in this one. Let's go back a little bit. All right, let's try and see what goes on here. Actually, it's Hagen again. Hagen kind of tagged him. And then, I mean, yeah, right in front of, I think that was Wiest, and then Villalobos.
I've got to feel something for the 60. I mean, every week I feel like he's caught up in somebody's stuff, and it's just, that's got to be super, super frustrating to just want to have a decent finish. And from what I remember, again, it's just being caught up in stuff that you have, you have nothing to do with, but at the same time, you are running in the back where, unfortunately, the majority of the stuff is happening. So it's a double-edged sword, honestly.
And I got to say, he had a killer season last season. And just right here, I mean, yeah, Hagen looks like just gets into him again, just like we saw earlier with, now it's going to escape me. I believe Halsey maybe, but so Hagen again having more issues. That's the second time now. Not good, but 6th caution in the first 60 laps. Not very impressed by that. Single file seemed to help, but right now everyone coming down pit road, obviously, and getting those much needed tires, fuel. We'll see how this thing can continue. So we're going to go take a quick short break and thank a couple sponsors. We'll come right back. All right, back again, lap 61. As for stage 1 just ended, James Thurston did win the stage. Right now, we're going to get back to green flag racing.
I did want to also note, Kevin King had actually pitted there and was actually able to get all the way back up to, I believe, 3rd. So shout out to him being able to get through all that stuff.
So lap 62. Whoop, let's change this real quick. Stage 2 will end on lap 120. So let's get that fixed on our magical scoreboard there. So Tinsley out front now, and again, Thurston not really around. So we'll see if Tinsley can run away with this thing. But right now, Lateral looking to change that, obviously. Ethan Delaire having a great run here in third spot. Bunch of guys getting through it, but lap 64, getting down to it right now.
Yeah, Wyatt is looking to stretch this out. Just the way this looks right now. I'm pretty sure he's just like, please stay green, so that way I can, you know, get some green flag laps in and kind of see how things go. Now, I would tell you this as well, since we did have a caution before the actually end of the stage, and we go another 60 laps, I believe. That again kind of throws a little wrench. So now you got to go a little bit longer than you actually had to do the first stage. First stage was only 60, so now I think it's like 63 laps. So tires are gonna really matter if we can stay green. But I got my fingers crossed. So.
I mean, I can definitely see a long green flag run, you know, in this race, right? And what's interesting to me is that the way this season has kind of started, you know, like we've had races in the past, last year, the year before, which were, I mean, I consider 7 and 8 seasons were just super good. But they had races obviously that were pretty bad, you know, and then we got past them. We had races that were great, you know. So it's kind of, you know, but we had a lot of races too that were either, you know, we had like one crazy long green flag run, but then we had a bunch of cautions, right? Either at the beginning or at the end. And I feel like this season so far, it's been kind of, we've gotten the long runs in short spurts, but not necessarily, you know, long ones. We've gotten a lot of cautions kind of, you know, here and there and throughout. So it's tough. I mean, it's, you know, you don't want to, you know, you don't want to see, you know, guys leave or guys, you know, disappear from the league because the racing's bad. But I mean, in a case like this, I'm not gonna lie, I can't blame them, right? I mean, you look at what we can do from, you know, a league ownership perspective and implementing rules and whatnot, but you know, you can only sanction people into oblivion as much as you can, and until people just, they don't get it, right? And I think a lot of these guys get it, but again, a lot of mistakes, a lot of just hard racing, a lot of just urgency for no reason. But it happens. Ethan Delaire, oh my gosh, Ethan Delaire way off track right now, comes back on track. Take a look at what went down here. Ethan Delaire was just in the top 3 a second ago, top 4. Try and find out what happened here. He says he went off track and then he came back on track. So where is he? So comes down into turn 1 here. We'll get a better angle of it in just a second. Comes into 3. Kenny Brady right here. Does it get tagged by him? No, just goes around.
I think that kind of goes back, and I'm going to double check as well, but that might go back to what you were talking about earlier, that transition from, you know, one grip level to another one, to a new grip, fresh grip, to an old asphalt. Like it is, at times, especially on old tires, I don't know if he was, I doubt he was on old tires, but you know, even on slightly worn tires, sometimes that transition can be a little tricky, and it looks like it caught him off guard and he wasn't expecting it.
So a couple of guys pitting right here, lateral. Kenny Brady, where was he? A couple of guys here, there they are. Coming down pit road, yeah, good time to get the fuel, get some tires. Frankie Barroso as well down pit road. Don't see any damage on his car, but he is just not up to speed, it looks like, in this race today. Unless he's playing some kind of crazy strat, but again, don't quite know. Up front, again, Tinsley and Thurston. Drugman has made his way back up to P3, which is awesome after his pretty rowdy stage one, so looking pretty good. But lap 73, just about 100 laps to go here. Going by relatively quick, considering the caution amount, but it's tough. I mean, you know, I think, and one thing too, Bowie, I don't know if this correlates, but you know, the amount of just crazy high skilled, you know, drivers we have, right? High I rating, high, you know, just obviously a lot of talent. You know, does that play a factor in it? Now, I feel like, to be fair, a lot of the guys who are either causing issues or causing cautions, whatnot, are in the back, maybe back half of the field. You know, so is it like, what is it? Like, what, like, is it trying to get stage points? I don't think it is, because they're mired back, you know, way past 10th. So what causes the urgency?
I hate to say it, and it's one of my favorite things about, you know, NASCAR right now, is the stage racing. I hate to say it, the stage racing, I think, causes the urgency to try and hurry up and make up spots and try to finish in the top 10 so you can get some stage points.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
You know, and we kind of look back, if you want to take a little step back and think about last season. Last season, we didn't have stage cautions.
Exactly.
But we had the stages. Now, was that fun for me? No. To be completely honest with you, I love the stage cautions as a driver. Because it allowed for more different strategies and stuff like that. Without the stage cautions, you tend to have longer green flag runs. Yes, there's an urgency, but maybe the strategy changes up a little bit.
Right.
The other thing is that a lot of these guys in front, I mean, the average within the top 7 right now is probably 6,000 I rating.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't, but and honestly, the I rating doesn't make a difference.
Good point.
It's just all about race control, honestly, and what the drivers can do behind the wheel.
Here we go again. Wyatt Tinsley, green flag in the air right now. A couple of guys trying to pull off right now. IndyCar vibes right now, Bowie, with the single car restarts. What IndyCar does, except the initial. Kaufman and Michael Johnson here trying to make a move. Johnson, ooh, 19 just popped in there, so some network issues for sure.
Oh, the 24 hard in the wall.
Man, yeah, that Cornwell barbecue sauce machine gonna meet a short end today. Unfortunately, I heard that engine blow pretty hard a second ago. Looks like that's gonna be it for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to, and I know you haven't looked at it yet, so, but I would have to go back and really look to see what happened. I don't know if the 21 had tagged him or not, but that was really weird.
Yeah, we're gonna see it here. Lateral is behind him. Oh, kind of some crazy netcode actually right there. We had a good angle of it. Yeah, that was odd. That was some, I don't know, maybe a foot, a little less than that of netcode to the 21. And again, just tried to correct it. Couldn't quite do it. And around he goes. Man, that's a tough break for Jordan Fisher. Doing so well this season so far, but man, that right there is just not going to help his case.
Yeah, we just gotta, yeah. Back under yellow again.
Good time for a quick break. We'll thank some sponsors, folks. We'll come right back. All right, going back green here. Little issue there with the commercials, but we're going back green. Wyatt Tinsley, Thurston Van Drugmans in the top 3. Once again, lap 82. Trevor Huff and Oxidine too. Oxidine looking pretty good today. In the high line right here. He's been another guy kind of in that same conversation with Huff, actually, side by side here. He's been really good. He's been having some great finishes. And, finds himself in the conversation as a playoff driver, obviously. Bunch of guys making it happen. Looking pretty good so far. Everyone else, single file, back in the field. Looks like Tyler Lateral actually in the back of the field. Not sure if he got the EOL from that last wreck. Looks like
no, he.
Oh, okay. Okay, just wanted to make sure. We saw him in the back, so could have gotten the EOL, but maybe some pit strategy, it looks like. A couple more notables back here, too. Kenny Brady, Michael Johnson, Max Brady brothers. Bunch of fast guys back here in the pack. Frankie Broso, obviously. A lot of guys looking and getting through it. Jacob Weist actually back on track. That car pretty well beat up after we saw what happened to him earlier on. But hey, out there, still competing. So not bad for these guys. Up front, again, still Wyatt Tinsley looking very, very fast. Was the pole sitter. James Thurston, stage 1 winner. Right behind him in P2. Kenny Reel got sideways earlier on. Ooh, Austin Salyers in the wall.
Way up there.
Yeah, we've seen him having some issues with the blinking. Seems to be okay now. I know a couple of guys having some issues with their connection. I know Millie had it, and then now him, so trying to keep it together here.
83 and the 95, tight racing coming out of 2.
Jackson Anderson trying to dive down in here to 3 and 4. Yeah, still side by side. Got to be careful to not get into the guy above you. But pretty solid for the most part. Everyone else, look at this, 3 wide maybe here on a turn 2. Brady going to try and push it 3. Then Max. Good job right there. Kenny Reel going to succumb to all of those drivers. Tell you what, I mean, a lot of these guys making the outside lane work. I don't know if they want that or not, but seems like they're able to kind of, make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And that was it. It's like they're not trying to get down low, it looks like.
Yeah, I think, yes, you can carry momentum, definitely, and it's because everybody else is on the bottom, so honestly, you really don't have a choice but to try and figure out the high line. It's just, it is going to wear out the tires more or faster than you are if you run the bottom. So I think it just has a lot to do with everybody just trying to get from behind other drivers, and you're just trying to avoid that air, coming off the other driver and forcing you to get tight. So I think, a lot of it is done intentionally, but hey, look, there could be some drivers that are on fresher tires, and it's like, hey, well, I'm gonna burn them up because I got them. So that's the worst thing in the world either. And but I can tell you what, at the end of that run, their tires are gonna be done.
Yes, sir. A couple of guys in the back fighting pretty hard here. Tim Robb still in it. P18 right now behind Salyers. A couple of guys behind him. Try and showcase the back half of the field as well. Lap down drivers. John Hagan actually looks like he's off track. Maybe even out of the race right now. So I don't think we saw him in a wreck, Bowie. I don't know if he just rage quit or whatnot, but he is out of the race right now.
Yeah, I think he had another lag issue. and I don't think he came back ever since.
Unfortunate. Again, just yeah, we've talked about him and his struggles a lot this season, and just another example today of the same thing. Up front, Tinsley. Van Dorkman was pretty close to him a second ago, but not quite anymore. A couple of guys making their way. Kevin King back up to P3. Looking very fast. Chad Oxendine, P4. Showing some speed today.
I'll be honest with you, Chad is fast everywhere. I think he just doesn't get... he honestly, he probably doesn't get the recognition he should, but the 77, it seems like he is always up front, and that shows you the speed that he's got week in and week out, honestly.
Definitely. I think he's a contender, right? I mean, there's so many guys who I think can win in this series right now, and obviously it's hard to believe at times, but a lot of these guys can win on any given Tuesday, right? In this case, and I think, to your point, yeah, Oxendine has definitely shown the speed, and I think he's more than capable of winning it. I think it's just a matter of when, right? I kind of put him in that category of like a Trevor Huff, who has shown incredible speed. Tyler Lateral, even who's new to the series, but still showing off. So it hasn't really shown winning speed. I mean, obviously we saw Oxendine win that stage. Or do really well in Darlington last week, so he definitely has the capability. Just a matter of putting the race together and being there at the end. But good stuff so far. Lap 99, 100 next time by, so getting through it. Again, lap 120 will be the end of stage 2. Some more points will get awarded there. Lateral still diving it in here to Huff, making it look pretty good. A couple of drivers again out of the race: DeWeese, O'Keefe, Short, Villalobos, Hagen, Fisher, and then Larson's back on track, actually, so he's good. So a couple of drivers out of the race, unfortunately, again, due to some stage 1 shenanigans, but looking pretty good right now. So again, again, knock on wood, wherever I can find wood, and hey, I think we can see a pretty good race this last 75 laps, Bowie. I mean, right now, obviously, a good amount of drivers out of the race, single file for the most part right now. I mean, this could be the beginning of a good race here.
Yeah, and I just watched the 83-pound, the heck out of the wall coming out of 2. He's got to be careful. He's going to break a toe link if he doesn't stop that. But, yeah, I mean, I think we got something. It's honest. Oh, the 21 gets sent into turn 1, and that was almost a big one. But if I can get my thought through, yeah, I think I think he's got to finally figure it out now. If they can figure it out at the beginning of the race, we wouldn't have to do all this to get here. But it's part of the process. I keep telling myself so. But yeah, I believe they're starting to figure it out. It's we can stay green, we get to the end of the stage. I think we can have something good for stage 3. But I tell you what, these drivers out here out front are racing pretty hard. But you know what though? As long as they race hard, I think they're trying to hurry up and get to the end. I mean, we're on lap 104. We gotta get to lap 120 to end the stage. I think now maybe some of the drivers are pushing just a little bit harder to try and grab some stage points, or just try to get as far up as they can, because they understand that they're gonna have to pit, and after that it's game time. So as long as these drivers could just continue to hold it together, I think we got some good racing coming up.
It's a good call. I mean, and even then, right? I think, Darlington last week, it actually was a pretty awesome race. The middle, maybe, I don't know, 100 laps, I would say. We saw some really good racing in that. So definitely a lot of positives, out of that race. And then obviously today it's been kind of, more of the same from what we saw at the end of that race. So, but yeah, it's, these races, can definitely, turn on a dime pretty quickly. We saw Chicagoland this past, or the second race of the season. I mean, man, that whole race was pretty chaotic, I would say, for the most part, but the ending of the race was awesome. So it's one of those things where it's a lot of cautions are unfortunate, and today we haven't seen an insane amount of cautions, but more than I'd like to see. I think is safe to say. But I look back at I don't know if this is a silver lining or not, but I look back at even real world equivalent races, right? Like I look back at, I think it was the 2023, 22 Coke 600, where I think it was somebody flipped over. I forget who, but it was like a crazy 20 plus caution race. It was just wild, and I think Denny Hamlin won. But that race was one of my favorite as of recent. It was just an awesome race, and but it had all that catastrophe. So, I mean, it happens in real life too. I get it. It's and obviously, back to your point before of hey, every league has these races that are just what are we doing? But you want to try and minimize them as much as you can. I think last season I can really only recall one race that kind of went off the rails, and that was Kansas early on in the season.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was a hectic one for sure.
And I feel like this season we've already seen 3 of those. So it's okay, so now if that means the rest of the season, maybe after this race or whatnot, are all bangers. Okay, maybe I'll take it, but it's tough. You get a bunch of drivers, and listen too, and I think Bowie, you can probably talk more about this as well, but this car, let's be honest, it's not the most popular car right now on the service, and quite frankly, people don't necessarily like it, which I think is a lot of it. The car is not as forgiving maybe as other cars right now. I'm pretty big into the ARCA cars, and those are a lot of fun, and kind of a driver's car, I feel like, to a degree. But yeah, these aren't the most popular, and I think it's hard to. I mean, man, I'm seeing ARCA leagues and truck leagues and things like that. They're just they're killing it. Gen 4, big numbers and big driver count, and because people love the car meant something, to them. It's got that nostalgia feel to it, obviously too, but they race really well. So it's but a car like this, it's not the best, and I think we can all agree on that. But as I feel like I said before, it's not like the car being a pain isn't always an excuse for bad racecraft or lack of patience, things like that, right? Obviously it hurts the racing because it's hard to pass or it's dirty air or whatever, but it's in the driver's hands to determine how the race goes, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely, and unfortunately, I am as much as I love racing, I am unfortunately one of those drivers who just felt like the car just didn't work for me as much as it did before. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to kind of take a step back and maybe see things change in the future. But yeah, I mean, you're right. The next gen car is not the most favorable car right now in the sim. I mean, it's the same thing in real life. I mean, you can go on social media and you'll hear, oh, they don't like this, fans don't like this car, they don't like this, they don't like that, and it's yeah, you're right. It's not the best appealing car, right? But I mean, you're still gonna have drivers who can, I mean, really drive the heck out of it. I mean, Tinsley has a 2.3 second lead on by himself. And then you have Van Drungen, and then you have Kevin King, so these guys are out there and they've learned to figure out the car. The car is definitely a challenge.
Oh yeah.
Compared to the trucks and the Xfinity, the ARC car, and the Gen 4 is probably just as challenging, but challenging in a different way. But yeah, I mean, and usually, to be honest with you, you don't see a lot of drivers in the sim driving the F1 cars either. Why? Because
True.
they're very, very challenging. So it's just what people kind of have a a certain feel for, a certain knack about. You know, they love it, they like it. No matter what goes on with it, they want to drive it because they want the challenge, and that's just how it is.
Yes, sir. Right now, stage end is upon us. Wyatt Tinsley wins stage 2. Snuck up pretty quick after talking about what we're talking about. we have this we have this uncanny ability to turn a broadcast into a podcast, and it's maybe it's one of those things we should start getting going here, but podcast on the channel. But yeah, either way, Wyatt Tinsley wins stage 2, so wins the pole and wins stage 2 here, looking pretty good, pretty fast, obviously. And Thurston wins stage 1 earlier on. So stage 2 in the books. Gonna get down pit road time at this point. Pace car got to catch them real fast. We'll watch for pit road, and then we'll go and thank some sponsors real quick. But man, awesome stuff today. Again, big thanks to Cornwell Barbecue Sauce for sponsoring the race today. Really appreciate it. Awesome stuff. Everyone going to come down pit road now. Again, I expect, obviously, 4 tires and fuel. Everybody at this point can make it on fuel, I believe, from this point on.
Yes. Yeah, everybody can make it on fuel. They cannot make it on tires.
Right. So, well, and that's yeah. And that's going to be tough, because if we get, a late race caution or whatnot, I mean, obviously, I would expect people to come down. But I guess it depends, too, when it happens. But, yeah, a lot of guys coming down pit road, getting their service done.
Looks like Thurston missed his pit stall and had to back up, and that is going to hurt him coming out of pit road. A couple people had the same issue.
Yeah,
hitting
Thurston
on that curve is always been a challenge here at Iowa.
Man, he is still in the box. Going to lose a lot of spots right now. Going to come out, looks like maybe 17th. That's a huge killer. Almost loses it right there, too, coming off of pit road on the bumps, but that's going to be not good for him. So, looks like Tinsley, Lateral, Kenny Brady, top 3 right now as we see it. So, awesome stuff. Lap 122, we'll come back after a quick second. We'll thank some sponsors. All right, back again for the Cornwell Barbecue Sauce 175 here from Iowa Speedway. Lap 124, so about 50 laps to go here as we get going for stage 3. So stage 3 just a tad bit shorter than the other stages, but hey, we're going to get down to it right now. Single file racing again, still. Too many cautions in that first stage to justify keeping it double file, so we're going to stay single file now rest of the race. Tinsley, Lateral, Brady, King, Zelazny, your top 5. Here we go, back green flag. Be curious to see right now if Lateral has anything for Tinsley. He's been very, very quick Kenny Brady too. He's been very, very fast, and just has to try and get to that front and stay there. But again, I think Tinsley and these guys really have. I feel like the difference maker for them is the long run speed.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can, and I think, well, honestly, I'm not speaking for Tinsley at all or anything like that, but honestly, I think the reason why Tinsley won that stage and was doing so well is because he didn't push it. I don't think at any point did he really push it during that run. So because of that, everybody else is trying to come through the field, trying to make up spots. He just riding, and he was able to secure that stage pretty easily. So now, if we could just stay green, please, I would love to see if he can hold on to it. You got Tyler Lateral now in P2, and he's been fast all race. He's just been kind of in the middle to the back. So now that he's sitting P2, I want to see if he can actually catch him.
Yes, sir. A couple of guys too still fighting for it. Anderson and Huff. I feel like they've been side by side now for the entire race. They've been looking pretty good. Again, back to James Thurston had the pit road issue there. Went through his pit box, had to reverse back up, and now up to P12 right now. But he's kind of in a tough spot because he's going to probably burn through his tires to get back to where he was, and might not have enough to kind of gain past that. So not a great spot to be in, but definitely still in this race.
We definitely see some sorry, I can't talk. We're definitely going to see some comers and goers, I think, this run. I think, these guys, and now it's like, hey, it's time to go now.
Yeah.
You're going to see some guys push it, and you might see some guys take a really big fall. I believe the one car last stage 2 coming to the end was definitely falling pretty hard there toward the end. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to kind of see maybe what they've learned so far, and see if they've learned how far they can push it before it's too much, and maybe some of them didn't learn that, and see how quickly they can burn up their stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. Like from a driver perspective, for me, I wouldn't really know what to do here. I mean, I think you can either, drive hard if you're maybe, I don't know, back half of the top 10 or, 12th, 13th, whatever. Push hard and hope maybe you get a caution later on to even it out and have everyone come down pit road and whatnot, which could work. But, if it stays green, then you're really kind of stuck where you are, and you have to kind of just, pass people and save tires early on, right now to try and, get there at the end. And it's tough. I mean, when do you push? When do you save? But I feel like too, the race is going to come down here to the end pretty quickly. So it's, your bed's kind of made at this point, and it's just a matter of, holding on to it, maybe scoring some good points. But, I feel like this is also a good point too, to bring up my point, really my whole overarching point of, hey, if you're a 15th place car, right, on speed, then a top 10's a win for you, right? Like that whole mentality. So if you can maximize that, and I feel like honestly, if every one of these drivers races the rest of this season with that mentality, I would honestly think we would see a lot cleaner racing, because you shouldn't have to push to try and get a win from 20th or 15th. It's not going to happen. But if you can maximize and net gain some spots and and pick up a couple spots, maybe a top 10, whatever, and then next week, you try again and you work on your, racecraft, or you work on strategy, whatever it is, I think it would make a lot more sense. But people are going for the win on lap 1. It's just, it doesn't work that way.
Absolutely. I think that's always been my philosophy to, my drivers. And even other people in the league I've had, good conversations with, I've kind of told them the same thing. And they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know why I'm, having these issues and why I'm finishing bad. And as I tried to just help them understand, like, hey, like, number one, you just got to finish. That's the biggest goal. If you could just finish the race, you've got a great chance of having a decent finish. It might not be a great finish. It might not be a top 5, might not even be a top 10. But if you could look where you started and finish ahead of that, that's a surplus. even if it's just one spot. If you start at 15, you finish 14, that's better than where you started, you know. So it's just a lot, and I'll be completely honest with you, a lot of the racing nowadays is completely different how it was when I came into the sim. So a lot of the kind of relaxed racing, kind of, you know, I'm gonna catch you, kind of like things that Mark, and you guys know Mark Martin,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
things that he used to say, I'm gonna let you go by, I'll catch you later. That's always been my mentality as well. I'm gonna let you go. I don't want to fight you too hard because I don't want to burn up my tires. If I have the speed, I will catch you, and I'll make the pass, and I'll keep going. Now, it is harder with this car. You know, it's 10 times harder to do anything like that. But the philosophy for me still never changed. I do the same thing in the road car. If you're faster than me, go ahead. If I have the speed, I will eventually catch you, and I will try to pass you back. But a lot of drivers, you know, this new generation of drivers, they really don't have that mindset. It's more all about really go, 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 go.
Right.
And let's see how far I can get up there. And then if I burn up the tires, then I'm going to block you and try to hold you off. That's not everybody's mentality, but unfortunately, it is a good amount of sim racers out there that feel that way. And it's just, in my opinion,
Well,
my opinion only, it's just the wrong way to think.
you know, and the thing is, unfortunately, and look, I'm going to call it how it is. I mean, you look at, you know, A-class races, you look at some of these premier series. I think we all know which one I'm talking about. You know, they're kind of designed to where the races are short. There's no stages. It's just a short race with 40 of the best drivers, you know, on the sim, and off they go, right? So it's like, in those races, like they're meant to be sprints. They're meant to be kind of short races, not a lot of, you know, maybe tire fall off or strategy or whatever. It's just go, go, go. You know, and even the A-class races are kind of, again, short as well. They're not, they don't teach you long-term endurance in racing and tire fall off and things like that. It's just, I feel like when you come to a league, and I feel like people come to leagues for that, right? They come to leagues for, you know, the long runs and the green flags and the longer races, etc. And when you don't get that, you know, people equivalate it to, okay, well, this is just a glorified A-class race. Yeah, like, I don't blame them, because that's what it kind of turns into. But when all we have is that...
Sorry, the 99 was spinning on the front stretch, and he saves it. We stay green, thank God.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off mid-sentence. Go ahead.
No, so let's take a look, actually, if we have a replay. Get a look. Oh, my word. Yeah, definitely saves it. Oh, my Lord. Did the same thing earlier on. Brought a yellow out, but saves it this time. Good stuff, Ethan Delaire. But, yeah, my point being, in a, you know, as a one-liner, is that I feel like we're kind of indoctrinated to sprint and to run quickly and to get to the front now, because that's all we have when it comes to A-class races or things like that. Obviously, the opens are different to a degree, but, you know, a lot of these, you know, bigger leagues and things like that are also kind of designed to be, you know, more of the same. So it's tough. You know, it's tough, but either way, a lot can happen. So up front, lap 150 almost, just about lap 150 here. 25 laps to go already. Race has actually gone by pretty quick, considering normally we go past 11 p.m. Eastern time on some of our, or actually most of our races, but right now it's only 10:30. That tells me we're definitely cranking this thing out pretty quick, even with non-cautions. So not too bad. Again, these races are relatively short, 50% races. Right now they're looking...
Tell you what, though.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm watching Tinsley and Lateral, and I feel like that's a battle heating up right now, and it's just a matter of time to see. Lateral's gonna run the high line, try to get a run off the corner. Man, This is what we need to be watching right here. This
Yes,
is
sir.
gonna be the fight of the night right now.
This is good. I'm not going to lie. A second ago, I saw these two right here, and then I saw Coffin right behind him, and I'm like, oh my God, he's in third spot.
Hey,
but
you
no.
know,
But no, he's
for a second,
for a
we'll
second.
just say he was in third place, maybe.
Yes, yes. Just kidding, Coffin. We love you.
Yeah, I'm about to say we love you, Kaufman. It's all jokes, man.
Tell you what, the day that man wins a race is going to be just incredible. You
The
know,
whole server is going to explode.
it's kind of like when it's like when our friend Brian Dixon won Atlanta a couple seasons back.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
the right place, right time, and I think that was the first time we ran the new configuration of Atlanta, and he ended up winning because we ran out of green, white, checkered finishes, and he was right where he wanted to be. So awesome stuff. But yeah, you're right. Tinsley and Lateral definitely fighting for it. Lateral's kind of got a interesting line here.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. He's trying to stay out of the wake of the 20. The only issue is he's heating up those right side tires though by continuing to do that. So either he's gonna need a little bit of help, so either the 20 needs to make a mistake, or he's gonna have to hope that the 20 burnt up his tires maybe a little bit more than he did. But man, I don't know.
Definitely tough, but a good time to do it is right now and trying to make it happen. 20 laps to go already for this Cornwell barbecue sauce. 175. Kenny Brady not too far back in P3, but again, 2.5 seconds just about behind them. Kevin King, a great effort today in P4. Zelazny as well in P5. Don't talk much about him, but man, he has been really consistent this season so far. And for the most part, I believe he's avoided majority of the big wrecks and whatnot that's, kind of plagued the series right now. But a lot of these guys doing pretty good. Ochtendine, Van Drugmans, 6th and 7th. Thurston's made a good comeback here to P8 after his pit road issues that last time around. And that gap really opening up now between Tinsley and Lateral. So yeah, Lateral might have used his stuff up. I'd be curious to know if a caution comes out, what that means for these guys. Man, what do you do? Come down, take tires? Guessing you might have to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to come down and take tires. The question is, do you take 2 or 4?
Yeah.
And as aggressive as this tire wear is, man, I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be that crew chief. Because I don't know. I don't know what you do. I mean, again, it's the tire wear is so aggressive. We doing 60. Let's just say the caution came out with 10 to go. That's 50 laps on on the tires. So if you come down to take 2, you gotta hope that I'm assuming you would probably take rights. You gotta hope that the lefts are gonna actually survive. That could be,
true.
not too worn down, and how easy it is just to slip a tire here, especially on a restart on 2 tires and old tires. Man, and again, I'm not trying to jinx it, everybody, because we wanted to finish on the green. But we've got to be honest. I mean, if the possibility does happen, you got to be ready to do something in order to try to get in front of Tinsley, because right now, I don't know if Lateral has enough to get there. It seems like he's starting to creep back just a little bit, though.
Yeah, just a tad, but yeah, not enough to really make a huge impact right now. But we'll see. Again, 14 laps to go. This race is winding down very, very quick. Good thing right now. Yeah. Quick preview of next week. Texas is going to be next week. A lot of fun. Last time we were there, last season actually, we went caution free, I believe, if I recall. So that would be a good time to bring that back onto the season. So that should be a lot of fun. Middle race again of the midseason madness. This is the first race again, head-to-head matchups. So right now, a lot of guys looking pretty good. Wyatt Tinsley up front. Yeah, Lateral's closing the gap just a tad, but man, 13 laps to go. You got to go now if you can.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at their lap times and coming across the line right now. They are Tinsley with an 890 and Lateral with an 888. So I mean, they are running pretty much identical laps. For the past 5 laps, from what I can see, they've been running pretty close to identical laps. So it is going to be an uphill battle for Lateral to try and get by him. He either needs a caution or he's got to hope that Tinsley makes a mistake. But let's be honest, Tinsley hasn't made a mistake all race.
Yeah, all season long, I feel like, really, Tinsley's been very, very quick and class of the field, it seems like, so far this season. A couple of guys making some good moves. We just saw Thurston go around Oxendine for P7. Right now we're seeing Oberstadt back again from last week. Michael Frisch subbed in for him last week, did a great job. But good job right here for P11, trying to crack that top 10. A couple of guys making a good run today. It's good to see a couple of guys having a good run. Michael Johnson, I know, has been having a rough couple of weeks involved in wrecks and whatnot. But right now in P13, not a terrible start. Or not a terrible job right here in that. Nick Silverkin real behind him. Frankie Barroso, I haven't talked much about him, but P17 right now, just a rough day. Just no speed, it looks like, and just, I don't know. We love Frankie, but he's a bit cooked right now.
I knew that was coming.
he's a bit cooked right now. I don't think he even knows where he is. It's all right. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like those bands who get off the bus, right? And they're like, hey, where are we? Good to see you, Omaha, or what, I don't know. But they're really in, like, Boise.
Yeah, exactly.
No clue where they are. They just get off the bus, jump in the car, and off they go. But just kidding. Frankie's not doing too bad. He's got a lot of things going on in the real world and a lot of exciting stuff for him, sounds like. So right now, though, yeah, 7 laps to go. Just like that, Wyatt Tinsley up front, still Lateral in P2. He's getting pretty close now. Looks like this is going to be the...
And I just got word that Tinsley just said he got the right front tire warning.
Oh no!
So his right front tire is going pretty quickly. So he's got to hope that his right front tire can hold on for the next 5 laps.
Yeah, you don't want to get that meatball. I think a meatball flag coming down pit road because your car is too damaged, more or less. But yeah, that is tough news right there. But yeah, every other battle on track looks pretty well spread out for the most part. A couple of guys actually right here. Anderson, Anderson, little door bang to Weist right there. I'm not sure what's going on there, but trying to get through it. Look at this little beating and banging here. Weist going to go around into the inside of the wall. That's probably not going to be a caution. He's in the grass, man. But again, that right there, a good example of like, what are we doing? I mean, you're a lap down. Anderson is P9, you know, I put that more on Anderson. Maybe it's like, why are we racing like that? You're not even, it's not for position.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Right.
But I mean, whatever.
And I'm pretty sure, and honestly, Tinsley is his either teammate or corporate teammate. I'm pretty sure he does not want a caution right now.
Right. Yeah.
So
great point.
That would be, I would hate to be in that meeting. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Yeah. Looks like Lateral's gonna kind of get. That's probably not what he needed there.
It's gonna kill the speed for sure. Right now, though, yeah, racing pretty good. Second half of this race turned out to be pretty good, pretty quick actually, as it seems to be. But yeah, Lateral right now, 2 to go here from Iowa. Not gonna be enough. It looks like out of Tinsley, out of Lateral in P2.
Still got to hold on. He still got to. Tinsley still has to hope that tire holds on because that tire is going fast. So, I think he can as long as he didn't abuse it too much. I know I know what that feeling is to get that tire warning in the middle of a run and you're coming to the end. And you're like, God, please just hold on just for another couple quarters.
Looks like that's going to be it though. Right now, white flag, sponsored by Harpoon Design, looking pretty good right now. Lateral with a great run today. His best of the season so far. That'll definitely help getting through to the playoffs. But right now, Wyatt Tinsley going to come around for his second win of the season here at Iowa. Wins the Cornwell Barbecue Sauce 175. Great job out of Tinsley to persevere this race, get the job done. Won the pole, won stage 2, and then now won the race. So a lot of good playoff points for him. Continues his dominance I feel like this season so far, showcasing how fast he really is, and definitely the championship favorite in my mind right now. Looking very, very fast.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a huge contender for the Final Four. I think you're gonna, if you're gonna have to race against him in the Final Four, you're gonna have to bring everything you got. He's gonna be hard to beat.
Yes, sir. Looking great again. The Wise Owl Wash, number 20. Big win from Iowa. Gonna let that man burn it down. Next up, we're gonna bring in the top 3. We'll go and thank a couple sponsors, then we'll bring in them. Looks like Kenny Brady, Tyler Lateral, Wyatt Tinsley, your top 3. 4th on down, Kevin King, Zelazny, Drugmans, Thurston, Oxendine, Anderson, then Alberstadt in P10. We'll come right back, folks. We'll thank some sponsors. We'll come back with P3. All right, welcome in, folks, to the conclusion of today's Cornwell Barbecue Sauce 175. Big shout out to them for coming on today for the sponsor. Appreciate it. Go and check them out everywhere. I'm sure on social media. We'll post some things online too on our X Twitter page. So let's bring in P3. Kenny Brady comes in today with a big P3 on the day. Let's sneak him in. Where is he? Here's the man, Kenny Brady, P3 on the day. A great effort today. Second half of the race definitely seemed to be a lot better than the first half, but hey, looking pretty quick today. First top 3, I believe, of the season. So how do you feel, man? Looking pretty good today.
Yeah, I'm happy with the 3rd place. I really struggled at the for like the first half of the race, I guess. So yeah, I put 2 tires on it on that final pit stop, and I mean that was the way. So for the viewers, front 3 had the front 3 had 2 tires on, and that's kind of why we drove away, because it was just really tight. So with the Cup car, 2 tires sometimes can help rotation. So
I mean, yeah, definitely made it work. You top 3 were definitely fast, and right there, I mean, hey, a P3 is a good way to get this going right now. Mid-season Madness tournament begins today, so that'll definitely probably push you through, which is awesome. So, hey, man, give us a shout out real quick of your sponsors, friends, and family. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, just thanks to Flagship Motorsports, Matthew Fleming, obviously, for giving me an opportunity to drive one of the cars he fields. So appreciate him. I've had a really good time so far in the league this year, and yeah, and to my girlfriend as well. She's watching, so shout out to her. And then thanks, guys, for the broadcast.
Hey, yes, sir, man. Good stuff. We'll see you next week at Texas, dude. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
There he is, Kenny Brady, P3 on the day. Let's bring in P2. Where is Mr. Tyler Lateral? Get him on in here. There he is, Tyler Lateral in the chat right now. Hey, man, looking pretty good. P2 on the day. Tell you what, we talked about you a lot earlier on. Very, very quick. Obviously, new to the series and showing some crazy good speed. Thought you had something there maybe for Tinsley tire, where it sounded like it was getting pretty dicey. But hey, P2 can't be too bad, man, in your world.
Yeah, I mean, about the tightest set I probably ever ran on. So that was that. I mean, we tried to give a run for it, but I mean, dirty air versus clean air is just way too good. So, I mean, I kind of kept pushing to them, would overheat my tires, and I would have to back off. It was just an endless cycle of that. So, wish we could have battled them there, but take a P2.
Yeah, man, it's not too bad. Obviously, you have that speed We've seen that the last few weeks, so definitely expect you in the victory circle here pretty soon. Looking pretty good, man. Hey, give us a quick shout out, dude. Floor is yours. Any sponsors, friends and family? What you got, dude?
No sponsors, but again, shout out you guys for putting this race on. Appreciate it.
Hey, yes, sir, man. Appreciate it. Obviously, next week, Texas. We'll see you then, man. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Tyler Lateral. Now we'll bring in the P1 winner today, Wyatt Tinsley. Let's get him in here. Here he is, Wyatt Tinsley. Big number 2 win of the season. Man, looking bad fast today. Obviously, a pretty, yet again, chaotic first half of the race, but we kind of figured it out, seems like. Second half of the race, obviously, and looked very quick there. We heard that you had some a tire scare maybe towards the end, and that tire wear sounds pretty crazy today, but you made it work, man. Second win of the season, dude. Looking pretty fast.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun wrapping around the bottom there at Iowa. I didn't think I'd ever be that low on the paint at this track like this in this car. Normally the second groove is the best groove. But I mean, all in all, I had a lot of fun and enjoyed the race quite a bit, racing there with Tyler. And then racing James at the first stage. He just got me and the caution came out, which sucked that I lost the stage win. But
yeah,
all in all, had a lot of fun wrapping around the paint, and I gotta thank Matthew Fleming for letting me drive his car once again to hopefully get it back in victory lane. Hopefully many more races come. Should have probably been in contention in all of them.
Oh, yeah.
But just glad to be there, and then advance the next round in the next championship thing, so it's fun.
Yeah, man, looking very fast. Obviously, in my pick, definitely championship contender for sure. As far as the favorite right now, very fast, very consistent. Definitely seems like you have all the pieces aligned. So good stuff, man. Obviously, Texas next week should be a lot of fun. Last time we were there,
I hate that track.
Hey, good news. Last time we were there, last season, we went green the entire race. So definitely a refreshing thought might be on the horizon there. So good stuff, dude. Hey, floor is yours for any sponsors, friends and family, man. What you got?
Thanks to Wise Oil, Owl Wash, Matthew Fleming, and then just everyone on this car. It's a nice little purple machine. Glad to put it in the victory lane and get another win.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. Hey, good stuff again today. Big win. Have a good night, man. We'll see you next week.
Yep, see ya.
There he is, Wyatt Tinsley. Big win today again on the season. One at Talladega and then one today in Iowa. So very fast, looking to be pretty good again. Just racking up all those playoff points, which matter so much in this format, obviously, and how it'll all work out once we get into the playoffs. So, I mean, Bowie, pretty good race. Again, first half of the race got pretty hectic. A lot of cautions we saw, but ended second half pretty clean. Green for the most part for, I mean, how long was that? I don't know, 80, 90 laps. Not too bad.
Yeah, they figured it out. Just an easy way for me to explain it. They figured it out, and they last stage was it wasn't probably as much passing. I agree with them. It probably was a little, as the night got later and later, track got cooler and cooler, setup got tighter and tighter. So they was gonna have to change up some things. Interesting that they chose 2 tires, and it lasted as long as they did, which is pretty cool. It's good to know. Maybe I have to try this track at night. Maybe it's not as bad as what I remembered during the day. But yeah, I mean the once they figured things out, you could definitely tell like there was some passing, especially in stage 2. Seemed like had quite a bit of passing, quite a bit of battles. Stage 3, it was a little bit more on the tame side, and I think I think Tyler said it, and with them. Basically the top 3 or top 4 taking 2 tires, you're kind of limited on what you can do now. So would have caution maybe help kind of shape things up? Yes, but honestly I think we had already had enough cautions, and I think we can all agree we were just trying to look for some green flag runs, and I think they got that, and I think it turned out to be a not bad race today. Not bad.
Yes, sir. Not bad at all. I'm looking at this track from high above. I see a little road course in there. I might want to go and take out one of these cars and take a little spin-a-rooney around that. Looks pretty fun. Maybe next time we'll go to the oval on the front stretch right there. I'm seeing that in the new configuration. That could be a lot of fun. 30+ cars on that little oval.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
You're
right.
not.
I tried. I tried my best pitch, but it didn't work. All right, folks. Well, hey, next week is Texas. Going to be a lot of fun. Second race of the Midseason Madness. Getting down to it already right now. This is actually the conclusion of this race. Is the halfway point of the regular season already. Season's short for the most part, 18 races. So we're getting down to it already. Tinsley, the big winner today again. Second win of the season. And hey, a lot of fun on the way next Tuesday. So 9 p.m. Eastern time next week. Be here again for race day. Have a good night, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.